So this is 2 minutes, 10 seconds. In this Scratch project, we're going to be making a simple animation for a song. And this project really provides a great opportunity to talk about copyright and using other people's creative works. And for more information about copyright, you can visit our website at mediamashup.ning.com, where we've created a resource page about thinking and talking about copyright issues. So before we even go into Scratch, you'll want to have a folder on your desktop with an MP3 version of the song that you want to animate, that you've taken off of a CD or purchased or downloaded from the internet. And then you'll also want to search for the name of your song and then the word lyrics in Google or another search engine, and make a text file by copying and pasting the lyrics off of the website into a new text file so that we also have the lyrics of the song that you want to animate. Once you have that done, we can open up Scratch, and we want to think about the song that we're animating and think about what imagery it brings to mind, because then we're going to take those images and we're going to animate them while the lyrics in the song are playing. So for my song, it's called Tomorrow. I'm going to paint a sprite of a sun. And so to do that, I'm going to come up here and delete the cat sprite by using the scissors, and I'm going to paint a new sprite. So here we go. Alright, so now I have my sort of abstract sun sprite that I'm going to use. And just like in All About Me, we're going to want to animate our sprite as it's moving around the stage. So to do that, we need to go up to Costumes, and we need to make several costumes with minor changes that we're going to animate through. For my sun, I think I'm actually just going to rotate it a little bit, but you can decide how you want to animate. And if you need a refresher on that, you can refer back to the All About Me project. So now I'm going to go to Scripts and animate that, make it automated, that animation. So to do that, I'm going to pull out a Control tab, or go to the Control tab and pull out a Forever block. Then I'm going to go to Looks and say Switch to Next Costume. Then I want to wait a little bit and then repeat. So I'm going to wait a little bit less than 1. So let's see. So now we're rotating through. And then I want this to move around on the screen as the song is playing. So I'm going to, just as this script is running, I'm going to add to it. I'm going to add a move 10 steps. And that seems to be moving a little bit fast, so I'm going to bump it down a little bit. And now it's on the edge and it's not coming back. So I'm going to add at the end underneath here, if it's on the edge, it should bounce. So now it's going to bounce back and forth. And because it started just moving one way, it's just going to move sort of back and forth. It's not going to bounce around my screen. So I want it to face in a random direction every time my animation begins. So to do that, I'm going to go to Motion here, and I'm going to say turn a number of degrees, and I'm going to go to the operators and pull out one of these random blocks. I'm going to have it turn a random from 1 to 360 degrees, so it could start by going in any direction. And I also want it to start at a random location on the screen. So I'm going to have my go to XY here, and I think if I'm going to drop in these two randoms, I'm going to need more programming space. I'm going to switch to my small stage. I want to pull out more of these operators, and I'm going to put one in my X coordinate here and one in my Y coordinate here. I know that the lowest X number that it can be is negative 240. That's all the way on the left of the stage. And the positive is positive 240. So I can type that in here. And then the range on my Y is negative 180 to positive 180. So it can start anywhere on the screen. And then I'm going to be making copies of this sprite later, so that I have multiples of this sun moving around on my screen. So to make them all look different, I'm also going to go to the Looks, and I'm going to say that I want it to set the color effect at the beginning and also the size, so that each one of these suns are slightly different. So they're different size or different color. And I'm going to again use my random operator to set my color effect to between 1 and I believe it's 256 for the maximum here, and then set my size between 20 and 100%. So now I'll also need the little green flag cap on here. So now when I start it by clicking the green flag, it's going to pick a random color and size every time I hit that green flag for that sun to be. Next I want to add my lyrics. So to do the lyrics, I'm going to go to that folder that I made earlier and select all of the lyrics for my song and copy and paste it. So here's the folder that I made. I'm going to open up my lyrics here and copy them. I'm going to hit Command C or Control C to copy them all. Close that. Close out of my folder again here. And I'm going to create a new sprite by clicking this Paint Sprite again. And I'm going to use the text tool. I'm going to zoom all the way out so I can see them, put the text way up in the top left here. And I'm going to paste my lyrics in by, again, hitting Command V or Control V on a PC. I'm going to make the lyrics a little bit smaller than that by changing my font size. And you can see it's running off the bottom here, but we'll be able to see all of the lyrics once we add our scroll. Alright, so now we can select OK. And if I didn't want it to be in black in that font, I could change that as well. Alright, and we also want to import our song. So to do that, I'm going to go to my stage because this is sort of a global sound that we're adding to play over the whole animation. And I'm going to import and go to the desktop. And here's my music video folder I made. And there's my MP3 file. We'll click OK. We can see it added it there. I'm going to get rid of that pop sound that came preloaded. And go to the scripts. And I want, once I have my sound imported, I want that to play automatically when my animation starts. So I'm going to say when the green flag is clicked, forever. I want to play that. I want to play the song that I just added to my project until it's done, and then it'll loop back on itself. All right. So now we need to get our text to scroll. So to do that, this might require a little bit of tinkering around with our code to make sure that it works, because depending on how long your song is and how that'll change some of the variables we have here. So what I want to do is I want to go to my sprite and I'm going to build this script here. So when the green flag is clicked, I need my lyrics to go all the way down so that I can't see them. So I'm going to try 30 here and then maybe negative 620 because I want it to go really low on the screen and see, oh, I can still see it a little bit here. And I think that that might be as good as I can get if I try negative 700. I don't know if I can get that low. Alright, so we'll just stick with that negative 620. And then I want it to show so that I can see the lyrics. Right now I can see they're showing, but you can see these two blocks, show and hide, will toggle whether I can see the lyrics on the screen. So I want to make sure that the lyrics are showing. Then we're going to point in direction to make sure that the words are right side up. So this will actually be facing to the right. And then we are going to glide up to 30 and then the positive 620. And to know how long I need it to glide for, I'm going to come back to my stage and look at the sounds. So this song is 1 minute and 30 seconds long. So I need to know that in seconds. So I know in seconds, 1 minute and 30 seconds is 90 seconds. So I'm going to go back to my lyrics here. And under scripts, I'm going to say I need it to take 90 seconds to glide across the screen. So it takes the whole song. Then I am going to hide it again once it gets to the top of the screen. And just like I did with the song, I want this to repeat as long as the animation is running. So I'm going to stick a forever around that block. So hopefully when I watch it, it'll scroll up as the song plays and then go back to the bottom as the song repeats itself. All right. And so now the next thing I'm going to do, and the final thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to duplicate this sprite. So my sun, I want many suns moving around on the screen, so maybe 5 or 6. I can quickly copy this sprite by coming up here to my duplicate stamp. If I just click on it, you'll see that I'm going to make multiples of this sun really easily. And not only is it copying the sprite, but you can see when I click on it, they all already have all of that code that I wrote that randomizes the position and the looks. So when I start my animation, it'll start the sun moving in a random spot. The final thing that we can do is I want to add a background. So I'll go to the stage again, backgrounds, and I'm just going to edit this background. And I'm going to edit the background. And I'm just going to add a gradient fill, a color fill to my background. Alright, now the only thing left to do is to test, so I'm going to hit the green flag and see if it works. Will I see you again? So one thing I'm noticing is that my lyrics aren't in front of all of these suns, so I can go to looks here. Looks while I'm on the lyrics. And I want to make sure that my lyrics go to the front, too. Let's try that again. Will I see you again? Same time tomorrow? Will I hope so? Let's watch the midnight sky, and I won't say goodbye until tomorrow.